Right, howdy doody. Let's do this for one more time. Um, Before I start, I love how on Fracas's screen it says blue flags give way to faster cars. How appropriate. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to straight away go into it. Welcome to Tier 4 Blue here at LaMans. Finally, I know, my apologies. It's been a bit of a busy week or two for me. So going into the final, we got a title battle between SAS and Geordie in P3, SAS in P1. It's advantage to SAS at the moment because of the straight lines. The Morsan Straight, all three sections of it, and then heading up into the bus stop, it's going to be advantage to SAS, and then the rest of the track from bus stop basically to when my cursor gets there, about that point there, it's going to be an advantage to Geordie in the 458 and being a little bit more of a twisty turny car. So one last time, as someone has just joined, hello whoever that is, one last time I'm just going to give you guys a quick update. I'm really only going to focus on the top two because everyone else is kind of having their own little fights. So SAS is 29 points behind Geordie, so SAS effectively needs to be a couple of places ahead of Geordie on both races to have a chance at the title. Geordie, all he's got to do is just stay right on SAS's backside and stay a position behind him the whole time, and he will win the championship. Going down the list, we got Dr. SD, who's in third, who's 7 points ahead of Danger, and who's that? Sorry, Aurak is 6 points behind. So really, P3 in the championship still up for grabs, all the way up to Fracas, which is in P9 in the standings currently. So P3 is still up for grabs, which is good. Over on the constructors, the Supras pretty much have this in the bag, but still could be under threat, but I can't see it being too much of an issue. The Ferraris are in second, have got a very healthy gap to the Renaults in third. So let's go through the grid, as we got SAS in first, we got Blade in second, we got Geordie in third, we got Fracas, who's being told to give way to faster cars, in a fourth position. We got Obi-Wan in fifth, Aurak in sixth, Moo in seventh, we got Nally in eighth, we got Chaos in ninth, sorry, we then got Danger in 10th, Dr. Rusty in 11th, HK in 12th, Key Life in 13th, special camera angle. If you want to see some prime comedy, watch me in the final lap of the feature. Geordie, you need to learn. You never tell me you fuck up, because I will show it. We then got Cat in 14th, and bringing up the rear is Revolt in 15th. So enough waiting. Without further ado, let's get cracking on, as we got 5 red lights. As we all seem to get away quite well. I don't think Fracas has not gotten away that well. SAS has not got a good start either, so Geordie's already up into second. Blade's up into third. Obi-Wan and SAS are currently fighting side by side, as I'm trying to get all the camera angles sorted. There's contact in the background. Who is... Okay, we need to go back. We're going to start... We're going to go from... Sorry, we're going to come from, let's go from Obi-Wan's point of view. Let's stay on the onboard, because the camera angle just jumps straight away. So it's a very long hold. So Fracas doesn't get a good start. Obi-Wan does get a good start. SAS doesn't get a good start either. Something happens back here. Oh, it's Danger. I think it might be Danger that causes the issue. But how does HK get involved? So Nadi's down to 15th, HK's up, down to 14th. Let's go further up the front of the grid. Let's go further up here. Let's stay up to the front just for a moment, as Geordie is chasing down second position. We've got STS very close behind in third. He's going to have a massive slingshot if he's timed that well. Key Life up to 9th position, trying to challenge Dr. Esty for 8th. Dr. Esty goes very wide. Is that going to be a penalty? We're going to stay with that for just a moment. No, it wasn't. Dr. Esty got away with that. Chaos is going to go up, but we're going to stay up here. Let's stay here. So Fracas going alongside. Danger for 5th position as the two Renaults are in 4th and 6th at the moment. So the Renaults are in a great spot. Fracas great move up the inside to go back up to 4th position, so he's back where he started. Obi-Wan in the background outbraking himself, massively outbraking himself, as Blade's got a 1 second penalty, so that early lead's going to go down the drain quite quickly. Let's stay in the chaos of back here as we join chaos unintentionally, so I'm going to keep an eye on the leaderboard for now, but we're going to stay here. Key Life dives out of the slipstream, goes alongside Dr. SD. That Alfa Romeo does have some good legs, but is it got good enough to get past the Lancer GTRs? They're going to make it 3. So Key Life loses out. He's going to lose out big time. He's not going to get a penalty because he's flat out on the wrong side of the track. Cat has got herself half a second penalty. Nadi's now up to 12th. Key Life, I think, has just gotten away with absolute daylight murder. Let's stay here. Actually, dark cars are darting out up ahead. Geordie's still ahead in 2nd position against SCS at the moment. Revolt sweeps to the inside, then can't get the car stopped, so out he goes and off he goes. Cat's the same. Now he's trying to go up the inside of Key Life. That's not worked, going up through the hairpin-ish corner. Key Life's got himself a half-second penalty. Moo's up to 12th, so great start and opening lap for Moo. Let's stay up front. Oh, we are so staying up front as SCS tries to go around the outside of Geordie. He's made it. Oh dear. Oh dear. So, before we even get into this, bear in mind... Oh, my cursor does move now. The lap finishes there. We've still got about 2 sectors to go. So, whatever you do on these laps, especially on these opening laps, you've got to bear in mind, until you cross... I know my internet quality is poor. Please stop telling me. So, whatever you do, you cannot mess up on this opening lap, because otherwise it's going to cause massive issues. So, anyway, let's jump on board and let's follow this. So, we're going around the outside of Geordie, in through the kink, and the car is a little unsettled here. You can see by the way he's braking. Geordie moves right over as he's entitled and allowed to, trying to defend his line a lot. Very hard on the brakes, and I just don't think SCS can get the car stopped. Blade's going in at just a passenger, wrong place at the wrong time. SCS is still full on the brakes. He cannot get that Supra stopped. So huge impact there for Blade. So Blade's race is ruined. He's already got a 2nd penalty. Now he's off. Does he have damage? Somehow he doesn't have damage. SCS goes off the track. He's pulling over as well. He's pulled over to let Blade back through. So this has just killed SCS's race well. And Geordie has got the opening of a lifetime here. He's in 1st at the moment. He's got Fracas in 2nd. And Geordie has got himself a very healthy gap to 2nd, and he's also coming up to the part of the track where his car's going to be very strong compared to some of the other tracks or places. Excuse me. So Obi-Wan down in 7th, Nadi now up to 8th. Oh, never mind, down to 8th. Moo tries to go up the inside as we go through the Porsche curves, gets the move done. Key Life down to 10th, Blade down to 11th. SCS down to 12th, feel like he needs to take more of a penalty. We've got HK with a 1 second penalty after the penalty line, so he's going to hold that for the whole lap. And we've now got Revolt up into 14th and Cat down into 15th. This is an insane opening lap. Chaos defends the inside line as we come up to the final 2 chicanes. You can make up a lot of time through here, but you can also lose it all. Oh, someone spun out. Who spun out? Who spun out? Revolt. What's happened to Revolt? I just can't get the car turned. Over on the rubber strips. Oh, and assisted by Cat. So Cat's got a much better line, much stronger line. Yeah, I can see why Cat would be full throttle. Yeah, and Cat's just got nowhere to go. So Cat's got damage. Revolt's got big damage. Let's go further forward. Blade's got himself another second penalty. So Blade's race has gone from bad to worse. He's lost exactly 10 positions from where he started his opening lap. But SES has lost exactly 10 positions. And Geordie has gained 2 and is comfortably in the lead. Let's stay with this group here. Let's stay with Chaos, Obi-Wan and Dr. Esty. As we come down under the Dunlop arch. Let's jump on board with Moo to keep with the action as best as possible, whilst I'm going to try and unlock my phone as we come through the first kink to onto the first part of the Mulsanne Straight. How's my PS coping with this heat? Can you hear it? You can't hear it yet. Okay. It's gonna need another clean. I cleaned it out a few weeks ago and it's already back up to its dirty self. My pedals I cleaned out properly, as people have seen on Nerd Zone. They need another clean. It's very un-British of us to have this heat as Moo almost goes into the back of Obi-Wan. Dr. Esty still in 5th. Chaos is swerving all over the road trying to get past. Nothing at the moment. The 3 drivers ahead get a much better exit. Why do I keep doing that? Much better exit than the Supra. But the Supra's got straight line speed as well as the slipstream. I don't think Natty's being pulled along here. I don't think Natty's quite close enough, so the Honda's not going to get the same effect. As we come down here, you can see the straight line speed of the Supra starting to come into play just at the end of that straight there. Chaos finally goes through up to 5th position. Obi-Wan doesn't get quite a good exit coming out the second chicane off the Mulsanne Straight. And we now have 2x2 going up and over the hill, coming up to the hairpin style right hand corner. Dr. Esty just starting to eke ahead. Obi-Wan pushing out Moo, so Obi-Wan can try and use the slipstream to catch back up. So Moo wisely backs out of it. Let's jump on board with these guys. Dr. Esty brakes late, goes wide. Chaos hits his apex and hits his mark perfectly. Dr. Esty pushes Obi-Wan all the way across here. So Dr. Esty is very much a squished meat sandwich and a squished cheese sandwich. Here comes Moo in the Supra. Supra showing its top speed. Chaos deciding to pull along Obi-Wan. I want to watch this from Dr. Esty's point of view. Dr. Esty dives up the inside of Moo. Moo trying to get through and past everybody. Obi-Wan now up to 6th. Chaos up to 5th. Dr. Esty's lost 2 spots. This track is very much like Monza, where it is a slipstream train. You stay in the train, you get pulled along. At the point proven, Natty's now going to become in the picture soon, and so is SES, who is now in 10th position, who could just hold 10th and potentially try and look at taking a massive lead for the feature, which is scores more points and taking a reverse to pole position, but we shall see. We're going to jump forward a car to stay with the main group. Around the right hander with the glorious sunset off to our left. Through the Porsche curves. Down 1 gear. Moo starting to catch up to the back of that Lamborghini. No. Let's see, does Moo have a little look? Dr. Esty's trying to push him over, can't quite push him over. Geordie with the fastest lap of a 4:02.5. It's a very solid lap. And here comes that Honda. The Honda's now going to get involved. Moo has a nose up the inside, does he? Yeah, he does. Moo has his nose up the inside, so Dr. Esty's now got to give him space. Let's jump on board with Dr. Esty, because through goes Moo. through turn 1, but then Dr. Esti's got the inside line. There's this contact going into turn 2. Does Moo just turn in? Sorry, I know I'm jumping back for everything, but I want to see if Moo does turn it in. He does. He does sort of kind of does turn in a bit. It doesn't really allow for the fact that Dr. Esti's there and all of that. Nadi, I think, backs out of it a little bit. SES goes steaming through. So Obi-Wan's now got the other Supra to contend with for company. Moo's not fully out of it though. He's a bit behind. He's lagging a little bit back, but he's not going to be fully out of it. Let's go further forward. Let's check on what's going on up ahead. These two are glued together again. We'll come back to them in just a moment. Danger's dropped off the back. Fracas is caught up a bit to Geordie, who's got a half-second penalty. So Fracas could potentially look at taking victory here at LaMans. Danger's dropped off the back of the front two. We then got Aurak in fourth. I hate the fact that these camera angles keep going black. Let's go back. So Obi-Wan's managed to get past Chaos. Here comes SES using the slipstream to the great effect. Through into 7th position goes SAS. Now he's going to start trying to chase down Chaos and Obi-Wan. Blade's got himself another penalty. Did I change it? Yeah, I did change that. Cool. Much further back from that, we got HK with another penalty, Cat with a penalty, and Revolt just coming out, who does not have a penalty this time around. What's going on back here? Let's stay around this area. So Chaos has gotten back ahead of Obi-Wan in the braking zone and using the slipstream on the second part of the Mulsanne straight. We're going to jump back to Dr. Esti, who's forced SS to go defensive early as we come over the top. SES just letting the car drift out to open up the corner. Ooh, Dr. Esti can't quite get the car stopped. That's going to cost him a few tenths of a second. That might take him out of the slipstream. Nadi still holding ninth at the moment and might try and come onto the back of Dr. Esti. Dr. Esti now does not have the slipstream of SES up ahead, but further up ahead we've got Obi-Wan versus Chaos. Chaos doing everything he can. You've got to leave a little bit of space, mate. Obi-Wan not able to send it up the inside as we come into the bus stop. Has closed up the gap though. Has a little look. And let's stay on board with SAS. Hold up. Hold up. I've just spotted something. We'll stay with this for a minute, and then we're gonna whiz back a bit. I've just spotted something. Sorry. Let's stay with this just a moment. Everyone pushing SES. Oh, careful. There's a little bit of contact going into the corner, but we're going to whiz back a little bit. As Fracas has got himself a 1.5 second penalty. Geordie served his penalties, and now he's going to be very much exposed to Fracas. Geordie's not going to be too worried though. Fracas uses all that inside line and a little bit more. Does he get away with it? As around the outside goes Fracas. Geordie has a little bit of a snap mid-corner, so that's now pushed him way back. So Fracas, the winner of last round's feature races, now finds himself in the lead here at LaMans, with Geordie just behind. As all these Pirelli tyres scream and squeal in protest. SES, great run from SES, coming up onto the back of Obi-Wan. very, very risky and dangerous to do a move it into the final couple of corners. Not advisable. Did that on the practice round the last time we were here on Pyro. The pair of us ended up crashing. And we're on to the final lap already. SES tries to have a little look up the inside. Not going to work. Wise to the move. Let's go further forward. How's the gap looking up ahead? Fracas has opened up that gap a little bit, but he doesn't have that 1.5 second penalty, so he's really got to push to have a chance at winning. I'm not sure if he's going to be fair. Catching his Aurak in 4th, Chaos in 5th, Obi-Wan in 6th, SCS in 7th, Dr. SD in 8th, going a little bit wide. We got Nadi in 9th. Excuse me, we got Moo in 10th. We got Key Life in 11th, Blade in 12th after having a horrible opening lap. We got HK in 13th, Cat just behind in 14th, and then bringing up the rear, excuse me, is Revolt in 15th. Let's go further forward. I think Geordie's losing out just a little bit, but I'm going to stay back here for the time being. So Obi-Wan been passed by SES, going further back than that. We got Nadi versus Moo. Let's stay here, as that Honda is no slouch in a straight line. Clearly, I think Nadi's going to have having a little bit of help from Dr. SD in his slipstream. Dr. SD's got himself a 2-second time penalty. Probably for the track limits a couple of corners ago. Nadi swoops around the outside, Moo wisely backs out of it. So Nadi now in the slipstream of the Lamborghini, so going to use that to slightly defend from Moo. Moo's going to have good straight line speed, but a horrible grip in the corner. But I want to go back further forward as SCS is now chopping through this grid. He's now up into 5th, got past Chaos. SCS is definitely going to be one to watch over the next couple of corners. We'll stay up here for now. So I'm going back just to keep an eye on the battle for 9th as well. Through goes SES. Let's come back. I want to give SES a little bit of glory after he's had a little bit of a blunder up here. What are we doing? 158, 160. There's almost a 10 mile per hour difference right here, and through goes SES. No real defense can be offered to SES. Potentially looking at a 3rd place finish, but I want to know what's going on here. Geordie's got himself a 1/2 second penalty. That might not help him. Fracas is slow, is a little bit slow after serving his 1.5 second penalty. Are we going to have a battle for first through the Porsche curves? We are. Fracas defends the inside line. Geordie tries to go around the outside. Fracas tries everything he can, but Geordie swoops around the outside. Unless Geordie has a complete cock up in the final couple of corners, it's going to be Geordie's race to lose at the moment, going further back. SES, can he catch up? I'm not sure if he can. Let's go further forward to these two up here, who we've not really shown too much over this whole sprint race, because there's been so much action going on in the midfield. Hold on a moment. What did I just witness? Geordie has given Fracas the lead, so Geordie's backed off to give Fracas pole position. So Fracas, who won the feature last time at Blue Moon, comes up through the final couple of corners to take victory at the sprint race here at Le Mans, with Geordie with 1 second penalty in second. SES finally gets past. I want to have a look. Let's come back and have a look. Now, I said it's dangerous to do it and it's not advised, but SCS has gone on proving me wrong. You can do it. It's absolutely sent it in the final couple of corners. So great move from SCS, who comes over the line for 3rd position. So it's not as many points lost as possible. We've got Danger in 4th, Orak in 5th. We've got Obi-Wan in 6th. We've got Moo with a half-second penalty, now just served in 7th. We've got Naddy in 8th. We've got Dr. SD comes over the line in 9th. We've got Chaos in 10th. I might have a... We got Key Life in 11th. We got Blade just coming over the line for 12th. We got Cat coming over the finish line for 13th. So not a bad race from Cat today. We then got HK in 14th, and we got Revolt going through the final couple of corners for 15th. There we go. So Geordie letting Fracas through. How about that? I believe it's this now. Yes, it does say the sprint. I did check this and I spent a good 5-10 minutes checking. Blade uploaded the feature twice. One that says sprint, one that says feature. So Blade probably drank too much tequila last night. Fair enough. No, you just shared the feature twice. That's all. It's fine, because I put your feature into collection, so I didn't have to search for it afterwards. And I was like, oh, I hit view on the sprint, so I viewed the sprint, and you guys started driving through the final couple of corners. I was like, hold on a minute, that's not how the sprint starts. Did I click on the wrong one? So I came back out, checked your feature just in case there was a bit of a typo, and it was the exact same. And I was like, interesting. But it's fine. I found it. We found it in the end, so it don't matter. Right, so it was a better race, so worth it, I guess. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Some point this evening would be lovely. Thank you. Right, first and foremost, why is Geordie in 13th? Dens is here. Huh? What? Why is BX here? What? What the... Huh? Pyro... Blade. We might have a... Hang on. Let me... You don't say. I took it... Right, we're doing this in the old way. Yes, I am driving a D-Type at the moment. Don't judge. Head in another place. There was no tell. I couldn't tell. You know what? Fine. We use cats. Cats more reliable. Your teammate's more reliable. Yeah, Geordie said he thought Fracas deserved the win, so he pulled over from him. Oh, fair enough. I mean, I'd love to be in a position where I've got enough championship points to pull over and let someone who deserves a win and not really be affected by it. I'd love to be in that position. Right, as we sit down and we wait for a second time, may as well get comfortable. Do. It's that one. Let's then do it there. Let's then do that. Dog. Nearly there. What's the picture quality like? Is it all good? Is it okay? Not really buggy at all, is it? There's the Fracas open one. That looks more like it. This looks more like the tier 4 that I'm after. Right, so Chaos leads the pack. He's on a set hard. We've got Dr. Esty in second on the mediums, Nadie in third on the mediums, Moo in fourth on the mediums, everyone in fifth on the mediums, Oryx sixth, Danger seventh, Assassin in eighth, Geordie ninth, Fracas in 10th on the hards. Fracas could do what he did last week, quote unquote, from this race, which is go very long and deep in the first stint and then do a short stint, potentially on the softs. We then got Key Life on the mediums in 11th. Played in 12th on the mediums. 13th is Cat. 14th is HK. And Revolt in 15th. There's only 2 drivers on the hards, and that's Fracas and Chaos. So, in the corners, I'm expecting them to struggle. Because everybody else is on the mediums. Let's make sure, let's keep an eye on the back of the pack because they're coming out of the corner as Cat is power sliding her way through the final corner. That's why I wanted to keep an eye on it. Let's go further forward. Who can make the first gains? Move trying their best as Dr. Esty is already through into first. What has happened here? So Dr. Esty, great launch, has a couple of little lifts, a little break on the early stages, tries to go around the outside. Chaos on cold hard tyres has a complete loss of control, so through goes Dr. Esty. Right, what is, you know what, I hate these camera angles. We're staying here. So Chaos down to 5th at the moment. Let's stay with the top 4. Who goes off at just a smidge, kisses the grass on the entry. Nadie's all over the back of Dr. Esty. Dr. Esty goes way off. Nadie goes through as well, but here comes Moo, who's got a great run, gives Nadie a bit of a push. Dr. Esty's got himself a 1 second penalty, so that's going to ruin his race. Right, whilst everyone's on the straight, I want to have a little look around. Aurak's going to try and make a move. He's going to switching for the selecting, excuse me, to the outside. Further in the background, we've got SES who's making a move, going up to 7th. Geordie's pushing to danger to try and attack. Oh, the Supra very late on the brakes by Geordie. Tries to make the double, can't make the double work. So Moo finds himself up into first position, leading the pack at the moment. Stop pressing the button. SES is in 7th, Geordie's in 8th, Danger's in 9th, Fracas is just dropping off the back, but he's kind of in no man's land. At the moment, it's not too bad, he's not really got pressure from behind. Let's go further forward, let's stay with the chaos of the pack up front. So Naddy scrums herself back up into first. Geordie is pushing those tyres out. There's a whole train at the moment. Let's stay up here. Let's probably go forward to Obi-Wan, who's very much in Dr. SD's slipstream. Naddy opened up a little bit of a gap, safe at the moment. Obi-Wan has a little look, has a shake, can't quite get it to work. Does have a little look up the inside, not going to work this time around. Naddy doing a fantastic job of holding off that Super at the moment, but I don't think it's going to last. Everyone pulls out of the slipstream, can't quite get enough of a run. So Naddy does lose eventually. I'm going to stick with this camera angle because I'm kind of getting fed up with the cinematic camera angles here at LaMans. Moo very, very wide off into the gravel track, so Moo's race is very much done as he nearly hits other cars on the rejoin. And so Naddy takes the lead at the moment. Dr. SD doing a great job through the bus stop to try and catch up. I want to come back though, I want to check what's going on back here. SES is up to 5th. Aurak in 6th, Geordie in 7th, Danger in 8th, Moo in 9th, with Fracas just behind at the moment. Dr. SD now drops himself down again, so SES is up to 4th. This is great for the early starts of his race as he's trying to potentially contest for 3rd. At the inside of the first part of the Porsche S's, now he's got a double left-hander. As he's showing the wall and lifts out of it. Nice and steady through the second half. Has I think a stronger exit. What's going on at front? Nothing. Decides and chooses not to fall into the slipstream, and he might have been close enough to potentially lunge up the inside and potentially force the move, but wisely sits behind. It's only lap 1. You can't win a race on the first lap. You can certainly lose it. So a fantastic run by SES. Now we're out of the double penalty points. Now we can start getting elbows out a little bit more around the outside, going through turn 1. That's a fantastic move done by SES in the Supra. Chaos trying to fight back. Bear in mind Chaos is on the hard tyres as well. Let's go further back. What's going on back here? Dr. SD versus Geordie for 6th position. Geordie's got the inside line, but then Dr. SD's got the inside line for the following corner. Geordie kisses the grass, has a little moment, so through goes Moo. This is still Moo's doing a great teamwork at the moment, providing his teammate with a good chance of scoring some very, very good, strong points. But Geordie has an absolute monster corner. Carries so much more speed and momentum than Moo. Moo's in the Supra, bear in mind, if Dr. SD does give Moo the slipstream, so there's the extra little bit of slip that he needs, there's a little bit of extra speed that he needs, so through goes Moo. Carrying on that momentum. Does he have a little look? Or does he bump? No, he does go for a look. No one's bump drafting. No one's helping each other in bump drafting. Moo just about makes the corners. This might impede his exit though, because here comes Dr. SD. Does Dr. SD bump? Dr. SD be wiser to bump here. Excuse me. Excuse me. And again, Fracas will be good and wise to bump. He does bump. He does bump Geordie. And there's a little thanks flash from Geordie. And there's the second bump. Here's the attack. Geordie tries to go late up at the brakes. Not going to work this time. Key Life's got himself a second penalty I've just spotted in the background. Fracas, after having a little bit of a slide, is not going to be able to stick with the back of this group, so let's stay with Geordie. Geordie's pushing Dr. Esty past Moo. Supra's good in a straight line speed, but not that good. His move's been showed the outside by both cars as there's a lot of argy-bargy and a lot of contact. Geordie gets through, makes a double overtake on the hairpin style corner at the end of the Mulsanne straight. Through goes Geordie off a sixth position. Moo held him up for long enough. I don't think it's quite... What's going on back here? Danger all over the back of Key Life. Fracas is now getting involved. Let's stay with this group. I know there's something going on in the background. I'll try and keep an eye on it, but I want to stay here. So Geordie leading the cars down. Oh, there's contact. Oh, there's the yellow flag. Oh dear. What's happened here? So SCS versus Obi-Wan versus Nadi for P3, or excuse me, for P1. So through goes Obi-Wan and Nadi side by side coming up to the kink before the... Ooh. Sorry, one more look. I know we're miles back from the accident, just one more look, I promise. There. So SCS lifts. Nadi does a smidge bit of a break, then Obi-Wan brakes. I think this is a racing incident, being honest. I can see what Nadi's trying to do. So Obi-Wan is gone deep this way. Nadi's now going to try and come out and open up the next corner to the start of the bus stop, not realising SCS is that close. Mid-corner, you're not looking here. You're not looking at your timings. If you've got the mirror up here, you're not looking there. If you've got the radar, you're not looking there. You're looking through this whole bit here. I think this is just a racing incident. Because Nadi, I think, is trying to get out that way. And SCS has got absolutely nowhere to go. So huge contact at over 100 miles an hour. Let me just have a drink and clear up my throat a second. Thank you. Round goes Nadi, so that's Nadi's race pretty much done for the top, unless Nadi has an absolute masterful strategy up their hands. Or up her hands. Backs up, gets out of the way for the rest of the pack, tries to rejoin, gets absolutely... my god. Absolutely sideswiped. I think it's by Dr. Esty. You can see the yellow flags. Yeah, it is Dr. Esty, and being honest, I'm sorry Nadi, but this bit here is on you. That is a really unsafe rejoin. You should have just hold there for a minute. I know Nadi ghosts, but GT being GT doesn't really ghost Nadi at all. Now Nadi's got even more damage. Slammed into the wall. And then just... yeah. So, apologies, but the first part of that incident, racing. Second part of that incident, on the Honda. I'm sorry, but that was a really bad rejoin. So, Key Life serves his penalty. Back he goes. Cat's got a now 1.5 second penalty. Ooh, here comes Revolt. Revolt's going up the inside at the moment. Let's stay here. Let's give these guys a little bit of limelight. Cat very late on the brakes. Keeps 11th for the time being as we go through the Porsche curbs. Correct buttons would be great, thank you. So Fracas in 8th, Moo in 7th, chasing down the Dr. Esty who's in 6th. We got Geordie in 5th at the moment, so Geordie's done a great job. Here comes Moo. Moo's got a very, very good run. Moo's alongside before we hit the pit entry as they go side by side through the final couple of corners, and Dr. Esty does get ahead. Moo's got to be careful, don't cut that chicane too much, as off goes Aurak. Aurak, who was challenging Chaos for third. Bear in mind, Chaos is still on the hard tyres. Does he just pile on the throttle? He does just pile on the throttle, does that by himself. So, Aurak, off he goes. Fracas now up to 7th, Geordie up to 4th. SCS now starting to try and chase it down. Obi-Wan for first. Now stay here, they'll stay with these two for a few more corners. Dr. Esty goes a bit wide through turn 2. Moo gets the switchback, has a massive moment, ends up into the gravel. So simple mistake. Just cost him. Now tries to go around the outside. Count's got herself a 2-second penalty. Moo's going off again due to the dirty tyres. So Moo's race is not going all that great at the moment. Further up ahead, Fracas has got himself a 1-second penalty. That's not going to help him either. Let's stay up here. Let's stay with Geordie and Chaos. Geordie in the slipstream of that GTR. This is not what SCS wants to see. At the way this finishes right now, Geordie is champion. Geordie playing the wide game as well, bumping Chaos forward, trying to pull Chaos further up, push Chaos to catch up to the back of the top two. What's the top two like? That's what it's like. SES has gotten past Obi-Wan very recently. So SES is now going to try and open that gap and open up that lead to Geordie, who's giving Chaos another push, which is Geordie's playing the game alone, and I'm hoping Chaos is going to understand that and read that quite clearly. Going further back, Dr. Esty holding off Fracas at the moment. Fracas has got to open up a bit of a gap to clear the 1-second penalty. I think he's going to land about here where Blade is. Going further back from that. Moo not holding any prisoners, has already gone past Cat. Cat pushing Moo. Let's have a look. Yes, so Cat is pushing Moo. So Cat's also playing the game, trying to catch up to the back of her teammate. Ooh, Cat brakes very late, smashes the downshift button to try and get that car slowed down. Natty comes out in 14th. We then got Key Life now being pushed up, Aurak being pushed up as well as Revolt, who's got himself a 2-second penalty. So Moo's not going to be too worried, or I wouldn't be if I looked back. So Dr. Esty did get, Fracas, excuse me, did get past Dr. Esty, but at the cost of another ½ second to his time penalty. Going further forward, Geordie's still behind Chaos, and there's the penalty. So through goes Dr. Esty. I reckon Fracas is going to land about here. Over he comes. Blade has got a lot more momentum, and there goes Fracas. That's what's going on back here. So Revolt served his penalty. Here comes Key Life. They get a little bit sensibly. Great move there. Both drivers giving each other plenty of space going through the Porsche curves. Let's go further forward. Let's find ourselves a little group, and I think it might be near this area at the moment. Yeah, we'll stay here because Danger's got a great final couple of corners, closed up that gap to Dr. Esty very nicely. Blade and Fracas aren't quite as close as we come into the late hours of the evening. Geordie's still pushing along Chaos from the looks of things on the mini-map. I'll come to them in just a moment, as we've got a good gaggle of cars here. Let's stay with these guys for another couple of corners. Dr. Esty finally gets that corner right from what I've seen. Gets a great run as well. So Danger's going to struggle for a little bit. What can use that time as Jordy's got himself a 1 second penalty. Now he's got a huge gap behind him to Dr. Esty, but not ideal. Going further forward, SS is starting to open up that gap to Obi-Wan. So SS opening up the gap. Jordy having a 1 second penalty is not going to help him too much as well. Trying his best to close up that gap by pushing Chaos, giving Chaos the push. Oh dear, I missed something. Involving, I believe, Dr. Esty. Does involve Dr. Esty. How'd you end up out here though? One more. Oh yeah, just brakes massively too late. And then just gives it full beans at the end of it. So, Dr. Esty is on part of the track you never drive unless you've got no chicanes on this track. So, let's continue. Let's continue with the chaos. Fracas, is Fracas going to play the game? He's not going to play the game. He's hunting for positions. He wants this one. He's got the overspeed. Does he have the overspeed and the position by the braking point? He does. And a little bit extra. Is he going to send it? He's not quite close enough to send it up the inside for Danger, but then again he might be better off just sitting here for a moment. Here comes Moo. Here comes the Supra of Moo. Aha! So these two finally swap positions, and it's now Chaos's turn to give Geordie a push. I think Geordie's basically phoned him up and said, "My turn." But let's stay here. Let's stay with this group back here. Now, Geordie does have a second penalty, so again, it's going to pull Chaos ahead. It's not going to pull him into this group, I don't think. Blade, not quite. I think he's just, no he's not. He's just dropped out of the slipstream. Moo, giving Blade a little bit of a push. I think just pushed him back into the slipstream. Or maybe just on the edge of it, and I mean literally just on the edge of it. Fracas not quite close enough to make a move. Here comes Fracas. Fracas tries to go up the inside. Not Fracas. Moo. Excuse me. Moo goes up the inside of Blade. Moo now chasing Fracas, which is the correct way around. I was trying to say it. Now Geordie just served his penalty up ahead. I think Chaos lifted. I don't think he did actually, he's just pulling away. And speaking of pulling away, SCS is pulling away a little bit more. Corner by corner, straight by straight. Let's stick back here though. Let's stick back here. I want to come back and just make sure I'm not missing anything. If I'm missing anything, please do tell me. Fracas defends the inside. Moo tries to go around the outside. Unlock phone, thank you. Fracas holds the inside line nicely. Moo uses the outside and a slightly stronger momentum, which then turns to the double inside to get through. Fracas struggling. Bear in mind, Fracas is on the hards. We're not quite at the switchover point yet. Fracas using all the track and a little bit extra all the way to the absolute edge of track limits to try and keep that car on the road and as straight as humanly possible. Careful, that might have been a penalty there. It is a penalty, so both Danger and Fracas did the same thing. Fracas got himself a 1 second penalty, Danger got himself a 1.5 second penalty. Very consistent this game. Very consistent. So Moo seeing a potential opportunity and potential time gain, could play the game and push Danger down the straight, getting himself out of the slipstream range of Fracas, get Fracas out of the slipstream of Danger, which is then going to cost him time, but it's not going to cost him much time because Blade's nowhere near him. What's going on further forward? Geordie still ahead of Chaos at the moment. Jordan's got himself a half-second penalty again. I want to stay here. What does Moo do? Tap for on a correct one. There we go. I think Moo's going to push him. It'd be wise, I would. No, he's going for the attack. He's going to go and attack into the first chicane down the Morsan straight. Danger breaks a little bit earlier, which is very, very wise. No, the switchback. Switchback has been denied. Danger very nearly loses it as we come out of the first chicane. Does Fracas play the game? There's a couple of flashes of the lights. I think he might play the game. He's not going to play the game. He's going to go and attack. So Fracas on the attack. In the Lexus, they look both. These cars look about the same in the straight line. If anything, the Renault looks slightly quicker. But Danger, with a slightly softer compounded tyre, uses it very much to his advantage. So Danger not quite able to squeeze that gap down to Moo, but Fracas not able to get past either. Does Fracas play the game again? No, he doesn't. He does go for the move this time. Is it going to go side by side? And this time Fracas has got a lot more overspeed. Fracas has got the move done. Moo breaks very late and nearly misses, nearly goes off into the gravel. So this brings these two back into contention, as Moo's going to give these two a very healthy tow down the back straight. Fracas pushing Moo to try and open up that gap. Danger backs off a little bit early, which is again quite wise. Fracas breaks earlier because of his tyres. Danger just about manages to avoid collision with the back of Fracas. Moo opening up just a little bit of a gap, but it doesn't matter because these two are about to disappear. So there goes Fracas and there goes Danger. Can Blade catch up? I think Blade's going to get into the slipstream range of Danger, maybe just. He's not quite in the slipstream. It's very hit and miss. Let's go further forward. What's going on up ahead? Geordie opening up the gap to Chaos. Chaos is, bear in mind, still on the hard tyres. Geordie's now on the mediums, probably with about another lap potentially to go. Obi-Wan in second as SES is opening up a massive gap. Absolutely monstrous gap. Let's go back, let's find ourselves a little battle with everybody else. So Key Life intends Revolt in 9th. Revolt goes in, Revolt pits early off those mediums. And now he does have to change compound, so he's probably going on to the hards. So this promotes Dr. SD up to 10th. Aurak up to 11th. HK comes in as well. We've lost somebody. As Cat going to struggle for a little bit this lap. There's SES. Do we just about see? No. I'm just going to stick with this. Screw it. We can't even see. Oh yeah, we can. We can just about see SES up ahead. Absolutely monster gap. And it's about similar to Obi-Wan. Chaos dropping back even further from Geordie. Just behind him is Moo, who is starting to catch up. He's catching up quite comfortably and quite quickly, actually. Let's stay with Moo for the next couple of corners. Now bear in mind, everybody apart from Fracas and from Chaos is on the mediums. So everybody's either going to be going the medium soft or the medium hards. And so if everyone goes on to the hards, Fracas and Chaos have done a fantastic job holding on to their positions with the harder compound tyre. Now the other two who appeared early have just come out and they're just coming onto the Moss on straight now. Moo is closing up to the back of Chaos. Potentially something could be afoot over the next straight. Ooh, no, not anymore. Not anymore. I take that back. So, Moo's got a bottle of it. Might have had a move coming down the straight in, or even into the corner coming up, but not anymore. Fracas in 6th at the moment. Danger with a 1.5 second penalty, so Danger all dropping off the back of Fracas as it is. We're definitely in the switchover point where the hards are now faster. Is now going to lose even more time. We've got Key Life in 9th. We've got Dr. Esty in 10th with a 1.5 second penalty as well. Orac in 11th. Cat just coming up to this hairpin. We've got Revolt onto the softs. HK onto the softs as well. Can these two really make those tyres stretch? I don't know. Let's find ourselves a couple of cars which are close, which are still here. That'd be a lovely GT picture right there. Glorious sunset in the background of all these GT cars going around such an iconic track. Moo trying his absolute best to catch up. In comes SAS. I'm expecting pretty much everybody in the pits. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of those races where the strategies are pretty much all the same, bar from the driver and what happens. Ooh, I think Moo might have just misshifted there. Yeah, he did. I think he must have misshifted because here comes Fracas. Now, I had an accident here with a driver in my tier. Interestingly, Blade carries on. Blade has got enough fuel to carry on. I'm not sure if he's got enough tyre to carry on. Comfortably, Fracas comes in with the best fuel. Orac's out of fuel. Cat goes for the overtake, so Orac is out of fuel. Does Revolt have enough fuel to get to the end though? I want to go skipping through all of this. So SES is on to the softs. He's not exactly lost that much time to Blade. Blade has only just gone under the arch and down the hill the other side. But they've got Oberon who comes out in 2nd. Or net P2. Geordie in net P3. So this is big for Geordie. We've got Fracas who comes out in net P4, who's done a massive undercut. Who's undercut Chaos, who comes out on the mediums. Fracas comes out on the mediums. Everyone else has come out on the softs. Geordie's got himself a 1 second penalty. Moo comes out on the softs as well. Danger comes out on the hards. Interesting. Danger comes out on the hards with Key Life in 9th on the hards. Revolt's in 10th position, who's managed to undercut Dr. Esty, who comes out in 11th. HK undercuts Cat, who has a 3 second penalty for cutting the pit lane, I'm guessing on exit, or might have been on entry actually, overtaking Orac, who comes out in last at the moment. But Obi-Wan's on the hards as well. Ooh. So both Renaults have gone onto the hard. The Jedi mind tricks are clearly working because you've gone onto the hards. If you were going to do the medium hard, you would have been better off starting on the hards and then going 6 laps on the mediums. Undercut everybody. I know hindsight's a wonderful thing. Geordie's got himself a 2 second penalty. Who's in a battle? Let's, I think, stay around here. Or is it going to be a bit further back? Yeah, we're going to be a bit further back. Let's stay around Revolt. The minimap is a bit deceiving. Does Revolt have a little look in the braking zone? No, brakes a little bit earlier. Bear in mind those soft tyres have already done a lap already, whereas Dr. Estes are one whole lap fresher. You gambled big on this. I can't tell. Everyone else behind you was pitted. I couldn't tell at all. Please tell me you come out on the soft side. Please tell me you don't blunder and come out like the mediums or the hards. I think Revolt's going to run out of tyres by the end of this. I'm just looking at his tyre life now, and I think he's going to run out of tyres. Let's go further forward, though. So Chaos drops off the back of Moo. Moo opening up a bit of a gap. Never mind, I spoke too soon again. Now, clearly I seem to become cursing the Moo quite a bit today. So, Moo now down to 7th, with a half-second penalty. Just about makes the corner again. Alright, there's your love one, Fracas. He's just ahead of you. You can just about see each other. Can't quite touch tips yet, but... So, I'm wondering why both Renaults have gone onto the hards. Now, Blade comes in. SES goes a lot. And goes through. Just showing how things, mate. Oh, not too bad. It's not been a bad race. It's been quite good. Yeah, you'll enjoy the start when I go through the grid. That's all I'm going to say. I reckon Blade's going to come out about here, but they're definitely staying here. As both these drivers go off the track, Revolt gets to a worse end of the stick. Are both these drivers going to get a penalty because of the way this track runs? No penalty. Interesting. Never mind, excuse me, Blade comes out in 7th. And obviously SES has got the lead. You've got enough to probably park whole of Ireland in that gap. Bang. That is a very, very big lead for SES at the moment. So, Blade comes out in 7th, which I was not expecting. I was expecting Blade to be back a little bit further, but... Let's go further forward. Moo's got himself a 1-second penalty for himself to enjoy and think about for the whole lap. Fracas, stop doing that, is in 4th at the moment. Geordie's in 3rd, starting to catch up to the back of Obi-Wan, who is on the hards, may I just remind you. So it's the hards versus the softs. It should be a pretty simple pass for Geordie. Vastly grippier and faster tyres, but Obi-Wan can fight it for much longer. Just checking the mini-map, make sure no one's doing boo-boos. So we're going to stay here, battle for 2nd at the moment, because there's not going to be a battle for 1st unless SES leaves. Geordie, even though he got 2nd in the sprint race here, is doing a fantastic job in 3rd at the moment, about to potentially get 2nd. Fracas is doing a great job as well in 4th. Could we see a move at the following corner as we come up over the hill? Fracas has a look but lifts out of it, so Geordie playing the safety. It's not Fracas, sorry, Fracas is nowhere near this. Geordie playing it safe. Think forward thinking about this next straight. Is he going to get push Obi-Wan? He is going to push Obi-Wan. He's going to try and open up that gap to Fracas. He's going to start trying to close down the gap to SES, which I think is impossible. Obi-Wan just sitting on the racing line at the moment, which he's quite entitled to do. Geordie backs off, then absolutely lunges it around the outside. Is that going to work? Obi-Wan gets a really good drive, and uses the camber of the road perfectly. So Geordie's going to have to rethink this one. He's going to have to try again as we come up to the Porsche curbs. And I'm just looking at Geordie's tyres as well, and I'm not even sure if they're going to make it either. 50%, and especially on a rear engine car where this Ferrari and the Lamborghini during the braking heavily rely on the rear tyres for stability. I'm not sure if the Ferrari's going to manage, but we shall see. We're going to stay here for a few more corners as both cars just kissed the wall, but Obi-Wan's kissed it a lot harder and a lot more ferociously than Geordie. It's not even a French kiss either. It's more like an English kiss, as Obi-Wan uses all the space and a little bit extra. That is going to be a penalty. So Obi-Wan with a penalty he does not need or want, in the position where he's not really in much of a place to do much about it. You can see how much slower Obi-Wan is through the corners compared to Geordie. Whilst these guys are fighting, Fracas is starting to catch up as well. Fracas is on the mediums, so on the final lap, if a lot of the soft tyres dies, here comes Geordie up the inside going through turn 2. Obi-Wan lives in the space, but nowhere to go through. Obi-Wan doing a fantastic job holding off Geordie at the moment. This is bringing Fracas in. The more these two fight, the closer Fracas gets, and the more tyre wear Geordie loses. So, what can we do? So we go through the kink onto the back of the Mulsanne straight. Geordie taking a lot of inside curb. Can Fracas jump onto the back of this group? Geordie playing the game, now pushing Obi-Wan down the straight. Is Fracas close enough for the slipstream though? I don't think he is. We're going to stay here. Lay on the brakes, Geordie goes up the inside. Everyone knew it was coming eventually. So through the first chicane on the Mulsanne straight. Through goes Geordie. Fracas is now capped 9th. We got Key Life, no, 8th, excuse me, Key Life in 9th. Danger in 10th. As I suspected, Revolt's tyres are probably not going to last to the end of this lap. If they do, I'll be highly surprised. He's going to have to stop again, surely, to not lose out on so much time and not have dead tyres for a whole lap. We've got Aurak in a similar position. Both of them have got enough fuel to make it. We've got Cat in 13th again in a similar position. We got HK not having a fun time, who's also with dead softs. Let's stay here. Let's stay up front with the top. Second, third and fourth, excuse me. I'm not even going to go to SES because SES is in a complete different end of the straight. As these three start it, he's just finished it. That's how much of a lead he has. I'm not even going to consider counting it because it's going to be too big. That's what she said. Now going further forward, Geordie using the top. Whoa, we've got a lot of messages come through. Or is it just my thing having a moment? Speaking of a moment, I called it. I called it one whole lap ago. Let's come back and watch. So, as I said, the Ferrari and the Lamborghini both suffer from rear tyre during braking in high-speed corners and instability. And here's the proof. Geordie, off he goes at the bus stop. Fracas up to third, about to be up to second. Blade goes through, just about gets it stopped. Through goes Moo as well, so Geordie's now down to 6th. Moo swaying left and right. Can he get past? There's a little bit of a bump. There's a very helpful bump from Geordie. Now Geordie's got a choice. Is he going to do one more lap on these tyres, considering he's in 6th, and risk it, and risk losing the car like that in more places? We've already seen it from HK. I'm not even going to try and find HK quite yet. Or does he try again? How does he go through the Porsche curbs? It's okay at the moment. Let's go further forward. Obi-Wan dropped way off the back of Fracas, so there's not even a chance of a battle there. Geordie struggling to get the car to turn at the moment. That rear tyre is not cooperating at all. So he has a choice. Does he pit or does he stay out and lose out more time? He stays out. So Geordie staying out is probably going to cost him big time here. Over the curbs. Using all the traction a little bit extra. There's a 1 second penalty, so that's not going to help him to begin with. What else is going on? The Key Life could be in trouble with danger if he's not careful. Dr. Esty carries on, even though Dr. Esty's tyres aren't that healthy either. So is Revolt. Revolt carries on, their tyres aren't that great. ALR carries on as well. So does Cat. HK's left. Now SES is on nearly dead tyres, has got half a second penalty, but that doesn't matter. Fracas on the mediums, plenty of tyre life left, plenty of gap, that's not a problem, but we're going to stay back here because Geordie's got himself a 2 second penalty and nearly a dead tyre, and he's about to tackle Moo, who has got much better rear tyres, so let's stay on board with Geordie. Geordie's going to have to do all of his braking in the straight line. He cannot touch the brakes in the corners. This is how much slower he's going to be. He's already lost all that time he just gained on Moo. And he's going to lose a lot more throughout this whole lap. Chaos is on the mediums. He can push as hard as he can, and he will probably catch up with Geordie. Key Life in 8th. Revolt pretty much on the dead tyres as well. Dr. Esty on the dead tyres as well. He's starting to feel it. Orax starting to close up as well. Let's come back. Let's see what's happened. I think I'm going to spend most of my time near here because I want to see what happens with our championship leader. He's already losing the rear. He's not having a fun time on those softs. Chaos. Is he going to help Geordie, who helped him lap after lap? Or is he going to go on the attack since it's the final lap? So he's going to go straight on the attack. He's not going to help Geordie. So Chaos up the inside as we're coming up to a very, very tricky braking point for Geordie. Geordie brakes very, very early, and there he goes, around he goes. You're right, mate. It's going to be some good. It's going to be some good chaos and some good fun. So Geordie now down to 7th. Key Life is potentially going to sniff 7th as well. Let's go further up ahead. What else is going on? Not much, but we're going to stay with SES for a little bit. An absolute phenomenal drive by SES. Has gone absolute monster lead. I think one of the biggest leads I have seen in ALR. I'm not sure if it's the biggest lead, but it's definitely one of the biggest leads I have seen. Through the final couple of corners. And over the finish line to take victory here at LaMans for the final time in the season. Fracas coming through the Porsche curves for the final time. I've just seen Geordie's name disappear. We're going to follow Geordie in a little bit. Geordie's had a fantastic season, but I think he deserves a little bit of light on the final lap. Through the final couple of corners comes Fracas for a great feature as well. First and second from Fracas. Very, very strong race. We got Obi-Wan coming through for third. We then got Blade in 4th, great strategy call from him. We got Moo in 5th, we got Chaos in 6th. We got Key Life who's in 7th. I see someone's the wrong way, which we'll come to in just a moment. So Key Life comes over the line for 7th position. We got Danger. Did a different strategy in 8th. We got Revolt who's on almost a complete dead soft car for 9th position. His teammates just a little bit better, so we've managed to close the gap up. We then got Cat for 11th. Best result for Cat this whole season. But look how slowly Geordie's having to go. Dr. Esty's the same, both these cars are the same. And I believe with that, Geordie, I think, is your champion as well. I don't think SCS quite scored enough points. So over the line comes Geordie for 12th, and here comes Dr. Esty. So, whilst we're watching Dr. Esty come over the line, thank you very much for being so patient with me. Thank you guys for such a fantastic and great season. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for the next season. Take care.